Hello and welcome to the Anime Corner. This is going to be an anime show that appears on the channel every now and again in the anime corner of the house, which is going to get a bit fuller in the upcoming weeks. It's not going to be every single week, it's just going to be as and when I decide that I want to do something. This particular episode is going to be first impressions on the anime Momo Kyun Sword, which is part of the 2014 anime summer season. Now, the story itself is based on the Japanese folklore, and it's a reimagining of one of these with Momotarou, who was a male character, reimagined as a female known as Momoko, who's a beautiful young sword fighter born inside of a peach. She was brought up by her adopted grandparents and lives with her 3 constant companions in a peaceful paradise. However, the peace is then broken when a demon king decides to invade with an army of unai to help him retrieve peach fragments to gain their ultimate power. So the story itself doesn't seem to be that complex. It seems to be the sort of the run-of-the-mill. There's a hero, there's a bad guy with an army trying to get one thing to be all-powerful and gather, well, I say one thing, a load of different fragments and gather them across the whole of Japan to try and wreak havoc and be the ultimate badass in the world. Now, our hero is also joined by a bunch of celestial maidens who have come down from the heavens above to help her save the day, or save the day and they join up at a later date. Now, the anime itself injects a bit of light humour into it, with various sequences like Momo-kun, who's a bit ditzy, like falling off rocks in the middle of trying to be trained, and confusing the celestial maidens as the unai, as she has never met anything before or really fought other than in training. And the fact that she sees all of these weird beings with strange swords come flying down, it's probably enough to think, hey, maybe they're unai, but then again, maybe not. I have to say, I do like the animation style in this anime. It's fairly nice, and the actual unai are, I don't know, they're a bit weird compared to the rest of it. They're not completely weird, but they've just got that bit of a difference that just makes them stand out and makes them look a bit evilly and demony. Can't quite put my finger on what is different, but definitely the first scene is a complete contrast to the actual paradise that everyone else lives in. Now, the one thing that I do have a bit of an issue with is the main character, Momo-kun, seems to show off the breasts an awful lot. She's got a bit of a skimpy outfit and she seems to be very embarrassed with her breasts, and the camera does seem to focus on the general breasticle area a fair amount, with there being a shot of it in the first minute. Now, like I said, she is a bit shy of all of everything that's going on because they're fairly big. However, she doesn't seem to wear clothes to reflect this embarrassment, and there are several scenes where she's just covering herself up, telling people not to look at her. It does seem a bit strange, as like I said, she gets to wear her clothes. It's not like they're literally forcing them on her, so why doesn't she wear something a bit more covering up? It just doesn't seem to make much sense in that respect. With regards to the music then, the music I actually quite liked. It does reflect everything quite well, and I reckon it goes hand in hand with the sort of storyline, and it's just there in the background, you know, that it's subtle enough just to add that extra bit to the scene, but it's not too much in your face to just think that you're just like, my god, this is way too much. So in conclusion then, Momo Kyun Sword is a bit of an average anime. I have to say some of the scenes were a bit predictable. It did have that light humour in it, so if you like that, it might be worth watching. Again, the storyline is average, and there is a bit too much focus on the whole fan service, if I'm completely honest. The fight scenes were fairly fun, and the pacing was really good in it, I found. The whole 20 minutes just flew by. But that's my impressions of it. Have you seen it? Let me know what you thought in the description below, and until we come back to the Anime Corner, goodbye.